What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Geeks in a Pod. I'm Lomar.
No, Munyon.
Um, I just want to start out with this episode again to remind you guys when we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to be giving away all four issues to JLA Avengers. This is the last crossover Marvel and DC has had in the last 20 years, I believe it is. It's the only canon crossover as well. So remember, 500 subscribers, all four of these will be one of you guys.
Yeah.
All right, Arnie, you want to start us off? Because apparently there's been some news.
Yeah. So I want to start off with some horror news because I don't think we've talked about horror yet.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
we're getting a new Resident Evil movie next year, and it's going to be directed by the same person who directed Barbarian.
Um, that excites me because I like that guy. I like Barbarian.
Yeah.
Barbarian is not it's not too bad. I mean,
Solid movie.
the it's just I'm a little hesitant because Resident Evil hasn't been good in like movie wise. Like I don't even
Ever.
know how long.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. I pretty much agree. I love the director. Barbarian, really good movie. But I mean, I'm just hoping that they're able to be better than those previous movies because yeah, they're all just really tough watches. But the
Hmm.
video games, though, they just have really good material in them that I feel like, with good writing, good directing, it will be able to be a really good movie.
Yeah, especially if they start if like they go down the Ethan Klein route with like
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 and 8. Um,
Hmm.
If they go down that route, then I think that we could have some fucking banger movies, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, it's just, like we mentioned, it's just Resident Evil hasn't been good. Like, translation from game to movie hasn't been good. I mean, Raccoon City wasn't god awful. It was definitely better than,
Hmm.
like, most depictions of Resident Evil, but the casting was a little wonky,
Hmm.
um, and the acting and the CGI. I don't know. We can nitpick the
It was all
movies to
wonky.
death. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could nitpick those movies to death. I mean, what can we say that the public about those movies hasn't already said, you know?
Yeah. As long as they're better than the OG ones, that's
Mm.
fine. And on to another movie that might be bad with this news I'm hearing. The new Scream movie, they're bringing back Dewey.
Hold on, what?
The dude who plays Dewey has been cast for Scream 7.
No, I heard you. I'm just wish I didn't hear you because I swear I watched him get gutted.
Yeah. I have a theory on what they're going to do with this. I feel like they're kind of going to go down a similar route of Scream 3 where they're going to have some kind of like deep fake technology, uh, and they're going to do something with that with Dewey. But I mean, like, if they like legitimately bring him back, then that like the movie's gonna be terrible. It's cooked.
Like I'm so confused because some of the not guess kid actors, but the kids from the last two movies, I can't remember his name. That black guy who gets stabbed up like 8 times in the last movie and he
Chad.
survives. Chad, yeah, he's back for the movie. His sister's
Hmm.
back for the movie, but at the same time we have Matthew Lillard back for the movie, and apparently Dewey's back. So what? We
Yeah,
watched him in Scream 6, Dewey stabbed up right in front of that like glass case. I'm
yeah,
not tripping. I could rewatch the movie, but I know I'm
yeah.
not
I
tripping, bro.
saw it.
Yeah, so
Yeah, like I feel like with Bring Back Matthew Lillard, that's one thing. He got a TV put on his head, but like it's survivable. I'm and everyone wants him back. But like, what are they doing here?
yeah.
Like, it's dumb idea.
The reason why I bring up the Chad and his sister coming back is because I maybe would have understood if they just like completely erased the last two movies from the timeline, then I'd
Hmm.
get it, right? How are you gonna bring back Chad and his sister and then bring back Dewey? Making
Yeah.
me confused. I feel like since they're bringing back Matthew Lillard, I'm gonna be in this theater because I'm a diehard Scream fan. I mean, excuse me, I have a Scream costume, like a movie accurate Ghostface costume, but
Nice.
I was I'm initially hesitant with this series because of what they did to Melissa Barrera. It's like regardless of what side of the fence you are in that situation, I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
freedom of speech. She should have been able to
Yeah.
allowed to say what she wanted and how she felt about the situation. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you should be firing people over that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that right there was like the first red flag, and
Mm-hmm.
then Jenna Ortega quitting immediately after, and ever like they've been having good like slopes back up. Like they're bringing back like the Scream 4 director or
Mm-hmm.
No, the Scream 1 writer, I think,
The
right?
Scream. I think it was. I think it's Scream One writer. Yeah, yeah. I think he's
Yeah,
directing this.
like they're bringing him to direct, and they're bringing back Sydney, and then we just go straight back down with bad news, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Bringing
like
back Billy. Okay.
yeah, I don't got hope for this movie right now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I love the Scream movies, so it kind of hurts
Mm.
to say, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. You and I, our initial friendship started on our love for Wes Craven. So
Hmm.
like, I don't know. I feel like if they would have apologized to Melissa and got her back, because Tara and what is her name? Tara and
I don't know what they named there.
well, those two sisters were enjoyable to watch. Like I was
Hmm.
having a good time watching those two sisters progress, and I don't know. I don't. I'm so confused on what they're gonna do with this
Yeah,
movie.
it's yeah. I don't know what they're doing. Uh, Moving on though from that, we got another update on the Batman. It feels like this is happening weekly now, where we get a little
Mm,
script update. This time it was Robert Pattinson saying how he's seen like very little of the script and has like a very slim idea of what the movie will be like. And he said that he wants to film it very soon because the other movie is very old.
yeah, I seen some stuff like how he said that he wants to start filming it relatively soon because he's gonna be really fucking old. Like those were his words. He said, "I'm gonna be really fucking old by the time my final movie comes out." So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I know on the red carpet premiere for Mickey 17, he was saying that they should be filming by the end of the year, and I hope that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
Matt Reeves we trust, right? But bro, it's getting like beyond the Spider Verse levels of
Yeah.
delay, and it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, like how long is it going to take you to cook up a Batman script? Like it shouldn't be that long. Honestly, I feel like he should have had this movie planned out when he was writing the first script. And I really feel like he didn't have it that planned out if he's taking this long to just write a script, you know?
Yeah, um, I'm nervous because you
Hmm.
already know my love for the Batman movie, bro. That's
Yeah.
literally my favorite comic book movie of all time. That movie is like something special to me, and I understand that he wants to stick the landing, but like, bro, it's been what 3 years,
Yeah.
right, since the
Yeah,
first
three
one.
years now. Hmm.
But if we're counting like pre-production and script writing and like just the filming of the movie, it's been like five.
Yeah, about 5 years.
So I don't know, man. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. You're nervous but excited.
Hmm.
That's what I'll say
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. I'm hoping that he's going to be able to cook up something. But yeah, I mean, he's had 5 years. Just get it done, make it good. You know, I'd rather have a good Batman movie, like a really good Batman movie, a couple years from now than like Batman and Robin coming out this year.
For real. It's
Yeah.
just it's nervous. It's the jitters. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like I
So
agree with you, bro. I feel like he should have had like a idea of direction he wanted to go with this series. So we're not lost in this limbo for the last 3 years since the first movie came out.
mhm,
Hmm.
yeah. Uh, hopefully it gets sorted out though. Uh,
For real.
moving on to excuse me, some more movies that I've been nervous about, but I'm kind of starting to get a bit excited about them. Doomsday and Secret Wars. We got a lot of updates on those. First off, we got a bunch of set images leaked from I think last week at the end of it.
Oh, those were concept arts that got leaked.
Yeah, concept art. Yeah.
Um, okay. I want to say something that a lot of our viewers will agree with. I was talking in the Discord the other day about this. It's just like it's hard for me to be excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars when we have zero momentum built up for Doom. And especially me being a comic guy, you guys know that I'm a comic guy. It's just like, especially knowing the history of Doom and like seeing these concept arts. And if you, we're not going to show them because I'm not trying to get sniped by Kevin Feige. But if you've seen the concept arts, you've seen Doom sitting on his throne, Stephen Strange standing next to him, Invisible Woman and Valeria. Valeria is Invisible Woman's daughter in the comics, standing next to him, and like it's hard to be like, okay, that looks awesome when we haven't even seen our Doom interact with Doctor Strange. We haven't heard anything about Doctor Strange since Multiverse of Madness, and that movie was god awful. And we have no teases for Doom. We might get one at the end of Fantastic Four, but at like what cost, like because I don't want them to shoehorn Doctor Doom in for like a setup for a movie because Doomsday comes out next year, bro, and we have no mention, no cameo, no even
Yeah.
like like I understand that they had to get rid of Jonathan Majors, even though like he's not what people make him seem to be. I mean, it takes like a simple Google search to see what he was charged with. It was minor shit.
Mhm.
And I understand that they had to move it to pivot a different direction because of Disney, but like when you pivot like that, you should immediately answer with like the next big bad instead of like continuing to produce stuff that's not connected to the new direction you're going to. I don't know. I
Mhm.
I know that like people are excited because Doctor Doom's a great character and Secret Wars is a great comic and like I completely understand that. It's just like it's hard for me to find like joy or excitement for these two the Avengers movies when we have no build up for Doom. Sorry for the yapping.
Yeah. Yeah. I pretty much agree with that though. Like the closest thing to a mention of Doom we've got was in that Brave New World post credit scene, which was revealed that it was talking about the Illuminati. So
Yeah,
it doesn't even count.
yeah,
Yeah, like they have not built him up at all, and that's I feel like that's going to come back and bite them in the butt a bit. And also though with the concept arts, I have a slight feeling that they're not actually real.
yeah. I mean,
Because
well,
it
Marvel like snuffed them off the internet, so I think
yeah
they're real in that sense, but I don't think they're real towards the direction of the movie. Is that what you're getting at?
yeah yeah
Okay,
pretty
okay.
much. Yeah, I think it is a bit weird that Marvel sniped them, but like some of them like with Quill on the couch with Vision,
Yeah.
if you look at his like it first off it looks like AI, and I took a look at the hands because AI cannot do hands, and
Hmm.
Quill's missing like two fingers. Like I it just feels kind of weird to me. I don't know how reliable it actually is, you know.
Wait a minute. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well,
It was a publicity stunt?
it could
Like,
be, yeah.
have plant some fake uh, um, concept arts out there
Mm-hmm.
and in hopes to generate.
Because
Because
Russo
you're right.
brothers,
Yeah.
yeah, like Russo brothers said like a couple of days ago as well, how they're gonna steer clear of anybody leaking it by like purely filming indoors and stuff like that, which I think is kind of dumb. I like on set filming, but uh, them saying that right after those leaks came out, how they're not going to be having any leaks. Like, yeah, that is a bit sus.
Because you're right, bro. Like the that concept art with Vision and White Vision and Star Lord, I just can't in my mind imagine a scenario where White Vision would be cooling on the couch in a sweatshirt and
Yeah,
sweatpants with Peter. Like I just,
yeah. Like none of it makes sense.
hmm,
It's showing so much that if it were all put into a movie, the movie would just feel sloppy. Like, oh look, we're at the couch with Quill and White Vision. Now we're at like this planet with Hulk and like
She-Hulk and
yeah, She
Scar.
Hulk. Uh, like I don't think that they're actually going to be doing all that at all.
And now that you mention it, that picture of Black Panther does look AI. Because
Hmm.
like it looks like somebody typed in Jameson Idris as Black Panther and then AI pops that out.
Yeah, and
Huh.
again, like the only thing that is kind of has people think that it's not AI is like it has a watermark on the bottom from someone who's done concept art for Marvel before. Except none of his other concept arts have a watermark.
Hmm. This had to be like a plant from Marvel because
Yeah.
like I don't know some of the direction with the screenshots. Like I like the idea of God Emperor Doom being around, but like I
Hmm.
mentioned, we haven't got anything of him interacting with Steven, who's supposed to be his like literally loyal servant. And
Hmm.
hmm, hmm. I
Yeah.
think we might have cracked the code. But let us know in the comments if you guys think the same thing because I
Hmm.
honestly think that like after us talking about it, it feels like a publicity stunt to like get some more hype around Doomsday and Secret Wars. And if it
Yeah.
is, mission accomplished, bro.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking
Yep.
about it.
Also,
And
another thing about Secret Wars, I got
mm,
you, I got you, is that they officially announced. Well, Russo brothers said that this is the runtime that they're running, like trying to get at
mm,
for the next two movies. They said 2.5 for Doomsday and 3 for Secret Wars. I think they should both be 3 hours. I think they should both be 3 hours because it's a lot. That's a lot of storytelling you have to do.
yeah, I agree. Uh, I know that they're trying to go with like what they did for Infinity War and Endgame with those runtimes, but like I mean, you're putting two of like some of the biggest comic arcs in Marvel back to
Mm,
back. Like
mm,
you and I mean Infinity War and Endgame, that was pretty much one comic arc. That
mm-hmm.
uh that was all the Gauntlet arc. So like what they're doing, yeah, they should be having like longer movies for both of them, not just Doomsday or Secret
Yeah,
Wars.
I agree, bro. Because like in the comics, it goes the incursion between the Ultimate Universe and the main universe, and then some of the survivors get on ships, and then you we just skip to Battle World. It's like there's a lot of stuff that happens, bro, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I find it hard to believe that they can do that with a 2.5 hour runtime. I mean, two and a
Yeah,
half hours is a lot of it is a lot of stuff, is a lot of time, but like at the same time, it's not.
yeah,
You have to set up the villain. You have to set up Doom as being super powerful. You have to set up Molecule
mm-hmm.
Man because he gets Doom gets his powers. You have
Mm-hmm.
to set up Strange being there for that. You have to set up all the heroes that leave their Earth, all the villains that leave their Earth, and then you have to set up Battle World all in this one movie that's gonna be 2.5 hours. I don't know.
Yeah. Like that, it really feels like it should be like 3.5.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
so much that they're going for. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I've always been a bit skeptical about this movie ever since the RDJ stuff.
That's
But yeah,
valid.
I just really don't know how to feel about it right now.
That's valid.
I feel like I was gonna say something else about it. Right. It's rumored. I don't think it's confirmed that they're gonna try to bring back Kang for a bit of one of the movies. I think Doomsday.
Hmm.
Uh, if so, again, that's another thing to add on to that runtime. Uh, yeah. What do you think of that?
It's like, what are they gonna do? Start out the movie with Doom just wiping him out, but like,
Hmm.
I guess that's not like, I don't know. I feel like for the mainstream audience, I guess that'll like get them invested in the villain, but at the same time, it's like, why even bring him back if you're not gonna use him? I mean, unless
Exactly.
Doom, unless Kang takes over for the our version, like takes over for Molecule Man, because Kang can like reality warp too and time travel and stuff, and can
Hmm.
do all the things, can do like minor things that Molecule Man can do. And if they make him the Molecule Man of this storyline, then maybe I can see that as the direction they go. But like, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It feels like they're trying to like they're standing back and have like a bunch of darts in their hand and then putting pictures up on the wall and just throwing them the
Yeah.
blindfold to see what they're going to do with this movie.
Hmm. Yeah. It does really feel like that. I feel like if they're gonna go through with this, they're kind of gonna do like an Infinity War kind of opening where it's just 15 minutes of just the Kangs being destroyed pretty much. Uh, and I feel like that's how they're gonna be setting up Doom as the villain. But I mean, like, I don't know. There's just better ways that you can be doing that without like if you're gonna bring back a character that you've been building up for like an entire TV show, multiple movies. You got to do something more with him than just kill him at the start of the movie.
Yeah, it's like it feels shallow. That's the word I feel like I should use. It feels shallow.
Hmm.
Like no substance is there if they're gonna do that.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think that's all the Marvel and DC stuff, right?
I
All
believe
right. So,
I believe so. Yeah.
yeah. So we got one more piece of news, and then we do what everyone's clicked on the video for. But tomorrow, or when people are watching this today, apparently Last of Us Season 2 drops.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I knew it
I
was coming out this year. I had no idea it was coming out like tomorrow.
For real. I mean, like I feel like there's been no marketing around this second season. I
Yeah.
mean, we could just be living under a rock or something, or just it hasn't been on our side of the internet. But like, I genuinely haven't seen any publicity for this movie. Like like
Mhm.
usually before movies come out, they go on press runs, right? I haven't seen Pedro talking
Yeah.
about it. I haven't seen Bella Ramsey talking about it. Like I don't know.
I've seen
I'm
literally
confused.
nothing about this aside from like a few posters.
In like a trailer, maybe, where
Yeah,
like one trailer.
I don't even think I saw a trailer. I saw like three posters.
Oh, that
But
has me nervous.
yeah, but I'm curious how they're gonna pull off this season because they got uh Pedro Pascal in it, who's big name actor. But if you've played the games, and spoiler alert if you didn't, he dies in the start of Last of Us 2. And I'm wondering if they're going to go through with that in the show or if they're going to move past it and like try to go their own direction with it.
I feel like either way, I'm nervous. It's because
Mm-hmm.
when a company doesn't like promote something like that, it means they don't have full confidence in it. Like
Yeah.
let's compare what they're doing with Fantastic Four. We had a whole countdown. The cast came out
Mm-hmm.
and they did like a whole fan screening for a trailer.
Yeah.
Marvel has some
Not,
like
not not even like a teaser trailer.
yeah, like that's because Marvel has like some excitement for this movie and like trusts this
Yeah.
movie, but like maybe a trailer has come out. I'm pretty sure one trailer has come out that I can remember. I think it was during a PlayStation State of Play or something like that. I can't. It had to do with something with video games. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. I just remember a trailer coming out. But it drops tomorrow.
Yeah, like as I'm saying it, like I genuinely don't believe it because it's just like I haven't seen anything. Yeah, it's just weird.
Really weird. Company's making a lot of weird decisions recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's everything. Real quickly, I just want to say, if you want us to review Invincible, tune in next week. I have never seen the show before, so I'm going on all out binge right now for it, and I'm hoping to be caught up before we film next week. And if not, then I'm kind of cooked. I've been seeing spoilers left and right, but I don't even understand what they mean. But yeah, we'll cover it soon. Don't worry.
Next week will be the Invincible episode because next week is the finale for Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, I promise, guys, next week is the Invincible episode. But this week, today, I know what y'all are here for. Daredevil Born Again.
Peak.
We're back. We're back. We're back.
Yeah.
I don't know what Alex is talking about. 6 out of 10. He's tripping.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Okay, hold on. Wait. Time out. Spoilers for
Oh yeah. Major.
2 episodes because like it's hard to talk about this show without talking about the stuff that happens.
Yeah.
I understand how he thinks that if you enjoy the show, you haven't seen the previous show, which doesn't make any sense because there's been a lot of things that have happened with Fisk and Vanessa since then and season 3 of Daredevil. Like, I mean, does Alex forget that Echo literally energy bended
Yeah.
Fisk? And I don't think that I think Alex is looking at it too literally. I mean, throughout the entire series, Vanessa has been Fisk's like crutch. I would like to say is so like it makes sense that he wants to work out things with Vanessa because that's who he loves. I mean,
And I mean, like he's always like a loser with Vanessa. Like, yeah. I'm stealing Andrew's words there, but yeah, he's a complete loser with Vanessa, so it makes sense what he's doing in the show.
I think like he goes back. I think when Alex goes back to the scene with the car door in season 1, I think he's taken that way too literally. That was an unhinged version of Fisk we have now. There's been how many years? It's been like what 6 years since the last season 3.
I think 7.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of time for that character to progress, and even in season 3, I mean, Fisk isn't as ruthless, and I think it really nails the head of like how Fisk feels about Vanessa when he's vulnerable and he's a little kid. He's little kid Fisk around Vanessa. That's what I want to get at. So, I guess we should talk about the really, really, really heartbreaking thing that happened.
Yep. We definitely, we called it last week, sadly. But
you guys paid attention to the last episode. Onion and I have both agreed that Foggy was cooked, and
like 5 minutes in,
gave us like 5 minutes of them being friendly. Our trio.
Yeah, walking down the street, going to the bar.
Josie was back too. And my boy Foggy got sniped. I have a lot of things about this.
Yeah, I got very specific feelings about everything.
Hmm. I think you and
Um,
I are mostly aligned on it. So do you want to
yeah.
go first?
hmm Uh, first off, where do I start? Actually, I mean, first off, Daredevil's reaction of throwing dude off the building, W, based.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are upset about that, and honestly, they needed to do that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what else they were gonna do. This show it has 7 years of anticipation. You can't just start it off with just like some normal Daredevil kind of episode. You need to have some big event, and this is exactly that. They killed him in like 5 minutes. Insane start. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I was in a Discord chat when I was watching it live, like when it first came out, and everyone was like freaking out. Um, I mean, yeah, like it's. I feel like it was necessary evil to progress the show in a good way.
Yeah. As my exact sentiments, I'm just gonna add a little bit of yap to it. The Onion is completely right on saying that like they can't have just started the season off with like Matt just going around being Matt slash Daredevil. We needed to see where those characters were, like where Matt was specifically, because the show is not Daredevil and Friends. It's Daredevil Born Again, and Born Again being the crux of like what happens. That's why during the opening credits, that's why all of his past is crumbling down because he's being born again. He
Yeah.
he had to go through something traumatic like that to be born again. Because
hmm
born again would have made sense, like as a title, if it was just the same formula we've had for the
Yeah.
last 3 seasons. And I think that like it would have been stupid if they would have rehashed the same thing. Because how many times have they done that? Matt and Karen and Foggy fall out because Matt's being Daredevil,
hmm
and um, they don't know where to be with friends. But that led up to the end of season 3 when they decided we're going to be Nelson Murdoch and Paige, and like I just didn't want them to rehash the same story beats, and they didn't. They started off with a freaking banger, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I like. I don't know how else they could have started this season because it was peak cinema. I mean, when Matt landed on that fire escape and he was already aura farming in season 1, episode
hmm
1. Okay, bro, you shut up and take my
Yeah.
money. And like you said, that's a valid crash out. I mean, like even
hmm
if somebody hasn't watched the previous like seasons and started with Born Again, you understand the emotion behind Matt losing Foggy because Charlie Cox acted his ass off in that. Literally put his head and was literally screaming, was
Yeah.
forehead to forehead with Bullseye, and literally breathed and like just shoved him like he was just like
Yeah. It
it was
was
like a
insane.
nonchalant shove, bro. Like he's like fuck this guy and fuck
Yeah.
this, and then he just like literally just that. It's so like that. It's so crazy to me.
What was funny though, I was watching that scene. I was thinking to myself like, "Oh, please just push him off the building," and then like 5 seconds later, he did that. Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna do adamantium and Bullseye skeleton because that's originally what it is in the comics is adamantium and a
hmm
skeleton. But at the same time, adamantium wasn't discovered until Brave New World. Well, I
Yeah.
guess technically before Brave New World, it was just brought up
Yeah.
in Brave New World.
Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna do it because like he survived what like 5 story fall.
Yep,
Uh,
on his face.
like yeah. So I don't know how they're gonna do that unless they just say he's built different.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah.
almost a couple of
Uh,
things is I'm curious to see who put the hit out on Foggy.
yeah. I heard people saying how it's Vanessa.
Hmm,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know what I think of it.
Me
It's
neither.
definitely not Fisk. He's
Yeah.
got too big of a reputation right now to be doing stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I feel like he would have done it by now if he was gonna do it.
Yeah.
But It could also be a character we haven't seen yet because they're introducing a lot of characters still in the show.
Yeah. Um, Guess a couple of things I want to discuss is that I was seeing something to the lead up to the show about people how talking about how it looks Disneyified. The cinematography isn't as good. Did we watch the same show? Like,
Yeah,
I hope they changed their mind because man, the ending of episode one was
dude,
pure.
straight up aura farming.
Bro, that's like, let me break this down for you guys, right? So, as Matt's walking in that crowd and he stops, he's looking up. I don't know if maybe he's looking up at Fisk, but I feel like it's implied that he is. But what I want to focus on is that when he walks and he stops, there's a red light that slowly flashes over half of Matt's body, showing that his Daredevil side, is starting to slowly come back. I'll get to that in a second because that leads into episode 2. And then we have Fisk standing in all white light like a savior, looking down on the city like he is better than everybody. It is I love when directors decide to tell something without any words because it's A,
Yes.
up for interpretation, and B, it's so beautiful because
Mm-hmm.
you have two different sides of the coin looking down and looking up at each other, and it's just peak cinematography. It
Yeah,
looked
it's so
so
good.
beautiful. And the song choice was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
know bangers.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Like the ending to episode 1 was just it was so cold. Like
Mm.
you could feel the tension again. Like nothing was really they were just looking up at each other pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, oh man, like
Mm-hmm. Um, on to episode 2. Matt has got to stop getting all these hugs, bro.
yeah,
He may be blind, but that man always knows how to pick them. I mean,
yeah,
come on. He, I want to be blind. I mean, I'm married, so don't get it twisted. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like if I knew being blind, I guess to be fair, Matt's a badass lawyer.
mm-hmm.
Fight,
He's a
and it's
really good
probably like,
lawyer.
yeah, and it's probably like really jacked. I am not really jacked. I'm all right, but I don't know. This man Matt has got some of like the best riz in Marvel,
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah, 100%. Like I can't think of anyone who's got more for his right. Like
Yeah, me neither. I
no
don't
one.
think anybody else has it.
He's him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless you want to talk about OG Tony Stark, then OG Tony Stark is unmatched. I mean, that man was
Yeah.
different. But
Mm-hmm.
the the um the storytelling in episode 2 is really good. I liked the
Mm-hmm.
White Tiger storyline that led us to the end of episode 2. We'll get to that in a second. I like the acting from every side of it. I like that they're still doing a lot of good lawyer stuff because the meetings, the sit down between the prosecution and the defense and the judge actually happens. They talk about stuff, and I'm so glad that it didn't. They're like they're doing a lot of story beats, like like story decisions that the
Mm-hmm.
original like their 3 seasons did, and that has me so excited. So I
Yeah.
mean, these
And
2 episodes were like, sorry, this show has me really hyped, man. I
yeah,
don't mean to yap a whole bunch. It's just
I
like
haven't been this hyped for a TV show in a very, very
a
long
long
time.
time, yeah.
So yeah. And
And for
episode
anybody who
2,
says like the Penguin is better, shut up.
yeah.
I was like, the show was good, right? But there's a difference between something you didn't expect to be good turning out to be good and something you are very passionate about turning out to be good. Those are two different things. But continue on.
Yeah. Episode 2 also started with such a hard line where Matt's saying, "Today, justice will not be served." Like, great. I don't know. I thought it was a really good way to start the episode. it was just like, ooh, you know,
Because he
yeah,
truly feels that.
yeah. Also, the recap, dude. They had to show Foggy dying again, like right at the start of the second episode. Did us dirty.
That hurt me.
Yeah, but
But I
yeah,
guess
really
that's
good start, and then it also had a really good end.
so. Thank you. That's what I was about to say. Let's talk about the whole moment that everybody wants to talk about. Someone in the Discord said that it looked slow. I rewatched that episode like twice now, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's talking about, bro.
Yeah,
That whole ending scene was like I literally 10 out of 10 no notes. And
yeah, peak.
what what Andrew and I were talking about was like when Matt is on his knees, he's not pleading for his life. Bro is warning them.
Yeah,
Said, please don't do this. You don't want to do this. He's warning them because
yeah,
right after that, he proceeds to put belt to ass, bro.
yeah, dude.
Whole
It's such a good fight. Dude, the elbow like going the complete other way to start off the fight, like it was
mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah, the feral look on Matt's eyes when he throws him into the fridge and he's like, "That's not good enough,"
Mm.
and throws him in the fridge again. I was like,
Yeah,
"God, is it just me
yeah.
or Matt's more brutal this fucking season?" Holy, like, damn! And then the other cop gets up and he flips that dude on his face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so good.
I, absolute cinema, bro.
Yeah, absolute cinema.
I,
If
I
we get like even just one fight for that, like that per episode, like, maybe even every other episode, I feel like it could be like the project with the best fights. Like Winter Soldier, step aside, you got a new contender.
Matt's always had fucking Daredevil has always had a peak
Yeah.
choreography. So
Mm-hmm.
this doesn't surprise me. It's just Matt's never been this brutal, and it shows in my mind. It also shows us where Matt is mentally because
Yeah.
Matt didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
I literally I went fuck because
Yeah.
he broke that shit so hard it bled, bro. That means it popped out the. Woo!
Yeah, it was nuts. And like the scream at the end as well.
Oh, bro, I forgot about the scream. I love
Mm-hmm.
me a good Daredevil primal scream, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
chef's kiss, chef's
It
kiss.
was so good.
And it was
Um,
perfectly built up too, because he's
mm-hmm.
looking around and he tries to calm down and he
Mm-hmm.
realizes he can't and then he fucking just lets one out. Oh, bro, I'm so excited for the next
Yeah.
episode.
And I feel like this could lead to one of the best arcs in the MCU.
Hmm.
Right? Again, like to the people saying that Foggy shouldn't have died and stuff, the arc that you're about to witness is all because of the death, and it is going to be so good. Like
Hmm.
again, it's already having such a good payoff with him showing his anger, breaking a dude's elbow the other way. Like, uh, I feel like he's really gonna just get more brutal as the series goes on until he realizes he's going too far, pretty much.
I think that's how they're gonna tie in Punisher because we know Punisher is gonna be in this
Mm-hmm.
episode. I mean, in the
Yeah.
series because you see the cops have those dirty cops have the Punisher symbol right here.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Punisher symbol, so we're definitely gonna get a pissed off Frank Castle this series,
Yeah.
and man, I can't be more excited for this.
It's gonna be
Man,
so good.
I know, bro. Like I was viewers. This is I've told Onion this a lot. I told Onion this when him and I sat down and called each other for like 2 hours during D23 last year. I said
Mm-hmm.
that if Daredevil Born Again wasn't good, I give up on the MCU because Daredevil, the original 3 seasons, are my favorite TV show of all time. I acknowledge
Yeah.
that the second half of season 2 isn't as good as the first half of season 2, nor as good as season 3 or season 1. I know that, but it's still peak. Like, I mean, it's still great action, great writing. I love it. And if this show would have been ass, like it because it was originally gonna be ass. I'll get to that in a
Yeah,
second. But if this show what is gonna be ass, I would have just given up on the MCU, bro, because
valid.
I needed this show. And this was a great time for this show to come out. I needed it,
Hmm.
and it came out, and it delivered. Because um, what I was mentioning earlier is that the show was going to be ass, is because prior to this show coming out, there was some leaked things about how they were going to just write off Karen and Foggy, and they were both going to be gone, and Foggy was going to die off screen. Vanessa was getting recast. Daredevil wasn't going to be in the suit until episode 4. All these heinous decisions they decided, and then the internet Sonic redesigned them into being like,
Yeah,
you know what, we need to change some things up. They got a showrunner. They changed the directors. They changed writers,
yeah.
and
They had the She-Hulk writers at first, right?
yes, and they fucking factory reset, which was needed because this show is in the perfect step of direction to just be like the best thing that has come out since Endgame
Yeah.
against No Way Home.
Mm.
Mm.
Honestly, I think at this rate, it's going to be better than No Way Home.
That's not ridiculous to say. That's not ridiculous to
Yeah,
say at all.
yeah.
That's valid.
But yeah, like with this though, I feel like the direction that the MCU is going in is really good. Like
Mm.
they got Brave New World out, which again a lot of people hated on it, but it's a good movie,
Mm-hmm.
something that the MCU needed. Then they got that Spider-Man show, which was really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable. Everyone
Which was
loved it,
really, yeah,
and now they got this coming out. Uh, yeah, it's looking good for the MCU right now.
yeah. And I have really high hopes for Fantastic Four First Steps. I mean,
Yeah.
like I don't care what anyone says. I haven't felt this way about a movie or a TV show in a long time. I mean, like this gives
Mhm.
me like the little kid jitters, like MCU jitters that were stored up here but have hardened because of Marvels, because of Miss Marvel, because of um, Multiverse of Madness, because of
Mhm.
um, I guess Agatha all along wasn't that bad, but it's not what I wanted.
Yeah,
Who
I felt
asked
like
for an Agatha
Supernatural.
show? Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
I the Agatha show is a perfect example of why you don't do a spin-off of a spin-off.
yeah, yeah. So I'm really excited for the future of the MCU. I had some stuff ready for this segment, but I got surgery on my inside of my mouth. I have like a hole right here where they took out a tooth. Like I can literally. Uh, so I had some stuff ready for this segment, but I'll just simplify it. A lot of people are worried for the future of the MCU besides these next coming projects like Fantastic Four and Daredevil, because Daredevil and Fantastic Four and this right step just like they feel like what Marvel was has originally felt like. Like Fantastic Four
Yeah.
and First Steps feels contained. Like obviously they're gonna have to connect it somehow, but like the
Mhm.
movie, watching that first teaser trailer has me invested in this new storyline, these new characters, and where they're going. And episodes 1 and 2 of Daredevil, it feels contained. It doesn't feel like it's a part of its like a big grand universe without and it is connected when you get like the Fist talking to the to New York, saying talking about the other vigilantes, bringing up Spider Man. Side note: why would you bring up Spider Man and Punisher in the same sentence? They are not the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the other and like we were talking about earlier is that majority of the people feel like Doomsday come is coming out way too soon, and like I agree. I mean, the future of the MCU is like it's on this board right now. Like
Yeah.
it's like a seesaw. Right now, we're up.
Yeah.
We're up. But
This year, I feel
for
we're
the
gonna stay up as well.
yeah, like what is there any other Marvel project that comes out after this year that's not Fantastic Four?
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. That's Thunder. Thank you, bro. Thunderbolts looks good. There's a new trailer that came out today.
Hmm.
Looks so good, bro. I have I have high hopes for Thunderbolts, especially since it's the writers who wrote Beef. If you haven't seen Beef, go watch the show. It's hilarious. It's good. It's a really good show, and I'm I would like to say. that my prospect for the MCU is like I'm excited on a scale of 1 to 10, one being like not excited at
Yeah.
all, and 10 being like full faith, get on my knees, give you my money, Marvel. I'd say I'm like a 6 or a 7 right now for the
Yeah,
future of the
I think
MCU.
I'm a 7 right now. Because
Yeah.
again, like we've been talking about how scared we are for Doomsday to come out.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
again, with the stuff that they're currently feeding, like it's good. And I also like how they're realizing that not everything has to be in the MCU. We got X-Men
Mhm.
97, we got that Spider-Man show, we got
Mhm.
Marvel Zombies coming out soon.
Mhm.
And I like how they're incorporating stuff that has nothing really to do with the MCU. It's just that people want to see it.
Yeah. Um.
Um, but
Like
like,
fan, like Fantastic Four. It's not connected. Like, well, it's not like in the same universe. Obviously,
mhm,
that's like what I mean, and that's what you mean
yeah,
too. Like, man, bro,
you got some peak
this.
coming up.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I won't mind if Thunderbolts is like all right. I won't mind. I'm not really banking on that movie like crazy
Hmm.
amount. I think it'll be good because it looks good and it has some great writers. If it turns out to being like a 6 or 6.5 out of 10, I don't care. I have
Yeah,
my
I think it'll
faith
be a
is
6 or 7, but it's
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I have full faith in Fantastic Four first steps. I don't care
Yeah,
what you guys are gonna have to fight me. I like all the casting. I love it. I love the whole cast. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited for this movie. I'm so excited for the rest of Daredevil. Episodes 1 and 2, I will give as an overall rating 9 out of 10.
yeah, I probably do like 8.3 ish around there.
8.3.
I'm a very low rater. I don't give nines out a lot.
Yeah, but like I'm like 8.3 when I'm just an 8 or 8.5.
I mean, it's not either. It's like somewhere in between.
Okay. All right.
But yeah. And
Well,
one more thing I want to touch on. A lot of people coping about Foggy. A lot of people think that they're going to bring him back. Not happening.
yeah, I don't think so either.
There's one dude who's like constantly saying how they're going to go to hell to bring him back, just like the comics. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Although he is going to be in season 2.
Yeah,
I think it's just going to be like flashbacks.
yeah, flashbacks or like talking to Matt in his head because Matt at some point
Mhm.
does go crazy, does see people
Yeah.
around him that aren't there. I mean, I wouldn't mind. This is going to be a hot take. I wouldn't mind if we got a more fantastical Daredevil because Daredevil is does done a lot of crazy things. But I don't know how I would feel about Matt going to hell and saving
Yeah.
Foggy. I don't know how I feel about that, but
Yeah. It's a bit too much.
as a
I don't know.
second
I
season,
also feel like the people saying this kind of remind me of like the people saying the Mephisto is going to happen.
yeah.
Gives very similar vibes.
Remember
Uh,
the whole craze about Mephisto during
yeah.
WandaVision? There's a
Hmm.
fly on that thing. That means that's Mephisto because that's when Mephisto first showed up. Holy fuck! Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
bro. Um,
He's
so
going to go
from
to hell
Geeks
and
in a
meet
Pod to you
Mephisto.
guys, from Geeks in a Pod to you guys, stop coping. Foggy's
Yeah.
dead. Sorry, but
Yeah.
not sorry.
Hard
Somebody has
truth,
to give you
you
that.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Someone's got
Mm-hmm.
to say
Somebody
it.
has to tell you. Yep, that's just the truth.
Yeah. That being said, though, I do want Daredevil to wear that white suit that he wears in the comic where he goes to hell.
Yeah,
It's such a
it
good
is
suit.
fire. It is fire. It is fire. I mean, I also just want some double D's.
Mhm. I get.
Just
I think we were talking about this last week. Like, why can't he have 2Ds?
right. I don't. I don't get it. I just why. I mean, the suit already looks good. Just
Hmm.
D.
Yeah,
D.
it's like you make such a good suit and you just miss the most crucial detail.
Yeah. It's so lucky that the show is so good because otherwise I'd
Hmm.
be mad.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Yeah, it's more like a little like nitpick, a little bit tedious, but like not gonna bump down the ranking because of it.
Mm. So you give Daredevil Born Again an 8.3.
Yeah, about that. I haven't thought about the rating that much. In my defense.
I just don't understand. It's either 8 or 8.5. Anyway, um, I guess there's nothing really else to talk about.
Yeah, it was
I
a bit
know
of
got caught
a
up with Invincible, so
yeah.
next week's episode will be the Invincible episode.
Hopefully. I'll try.
Yes, he will try. You heard him. You heard it here, folks. He will try.
Yeah, everyone. If we don't talk about Invincible next week, start roasting me in the comments or something, so I get more motivation to watch it.
I will say before we get off is that the last episode, 10 out of 10. That's all I'll say. Those are from our view. Those are for our viewers. I've seen the newest episode. 10 out of 10. No notes. Anyway, yeah,
That's pretty much
I'm
it then.
excited.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of the MCU to a certain
Yeah.
degree. Yes, we'll end it off with one of our hot takes. I would like to say one that I've said to you a lot of times. I think
What is it?
Tobey Maguire is the worst Spider-Man.
Okay, dude.